welcome. We got ourselves a championship match tonight. Newly minted champion Dylan Vanthuyne is going up against his first title defense against an old pro in Kaleb Boatman. Should have a great one here today. I got Andrew Barr to bask in the greatness. Barr, what do you think we got going today?
As you said, I think we got greatness abound. Look, here's the thing. Dylan's been having a dynamite year. He's easily one of the front runners for Player of the Year this year. Boatman, as you said, is a seasoned pro. He's held this title multiple times. He knows how this game is played. So I think that we're about to have a dynamite game in front of us.
I hope so. This is not waiting anymore. It's bringing in our first competitor, the challenger, Mr. Kaleb Boatman, and his manager, Mr. Joe Fairley. Guys, I think you're ready, but why don't you just confirm it for me?
Light the fuse.
Got it. All right. Let's bring in our current champion, Mr. Dylan Vanthuyne, his manager, the talkative kind, Mr. Kirk Kowalkowski. How you guys doing?
Doing all right. How you feeling, Dylan?
Pretty good. I was about to say light the fuse and end it there, but no. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Look, I'm excited. I think more than I should be to play Boatman today because, look, I feel like I've never got to play him before, and I think it'll be interesting to test myself against him at least once. So that should be fun because, look, I mean, am I a little scared? Sure, because Kaleb Boatman was well, I still think Andrew Barr, I would have him slightly ahead on the GOAT list. I think most people would agree. Kaleb Boatman, there's no scarier person to go up against in trivia than Kaleb Boatman. So should be interesting. Hopefully, I don't get my ass kicked.
Yep. Dylan's having a banner year so far. One for the ages, won the free for all or whatever they call it, won the title. No one's seen him coming, and if that run ends here, he's done plenty. If not, awesome. I think Boatman's got. It's rare to say the champion has more to lose than the challenger, but I think Boatman's played for a lot here too. So we'll see. It's going to be fun. Light the fuse.
All right. All righty then. Goodbye for now, Kirk. All right. Why don't we just go ahead and get started? It's going to start round number one. It's going to be like every round one you guys have ever done up to this point. You're going to get 8 questions from 8 general movie categories. You got 15 seconds to write the answer down on your whiteboard. At the end of that time, you will show and verbalize your answer. You get a point for each correct answer, and any one of you turn in a correct answer on that, you're going to get a bonus question also worth 1 point. Championship match, so you got 4 repeats and a challenge. You guys ready?
Yep.
All righty. Your first question come in the category of comedy. What family member of the commissaire is kidnapped in the French Dispatch? We're looking for a semi-specific answer.
So, have you ever been to France?
No. I
Me neither, but I want to try those baguettes straight from the source.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Dylan.
Hope I didn't screw this up. I said daughter.
All right. Boatman?
You said son.
Son is correct. Boatman gets that. All right. Thanks.
Your next question is going to come on romance. 1973's The Way We Were was directed by what Oscar winner? Ever been in love?
Oh, yeah. Last year, my fantasy team broke my heart. 5.
Jordan Love started this year, though.
2, 1. There we go. Pens down. Let's go to Boatman.
Sidney Pollock.
And Dylan. Why am I forgetting your name?
Sidney Pollock.
Sidney Pollock is the correct answer. 2-1, Boatman's favor. Going on your third question, which comes in the category sci-fi fantasy. What 80s sci-fi film is about a young boy who, after winning a video game, discovers it was a test to find recruitments for Galaxy Defenders?
Now, this happened to me once. It was a very complicated time in my life. Not gonna lie. Had a hard time breathing out in space.
Oh, that makes sense. Did you make the final cut?
Nah, I was this close. Freaking Jimmy Ovalstein.
One. Pens down. Let's go to Dylan.
The Last Starfighter.
And Boatman.
The Last Starfighter.
Last Starfighter is correct. Sweeping that one.
Your next question is going to come in the category of scores and soundtracks. What is the name of the song that 21 Pilots recorded for the film Suicide Squad? I'm actually a surprisingly big 21 Pilots fan.
Oh, those exist?
It's a reference to an Arthur Miller play.
5, 4. I don't know. That is 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Boatman.
Heathens.
And Dylan.
Heathens.
Heathens is correct. Boatman still maintaining that 1-point lead, 4-3. Going into your next question in the category of drama. What sport did Eddie play before checking into rehab in 28 days?
So what are some things that you can do in that amount of time?
28 days? Not much. Maybe beyond minimum wage. All the stuff that Morgan Spurlock did in that doc. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Think about Dylan. Let's go, Dylan.
Football of the American variety.
Okay, Boatman.
I said baseball.
Baseball is
Shit.
correct. So Boatman getting that one, 5-3.
Next question is going to come in musicals. What 60s musical features performances by Richard Harris and Vanessa Redgrave?
You like the singing pictures?
I do like the singing pictures. In fact, I like the singing people on stage. What the hell am I saying?
I've been there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, pens down. Boatman
We like ham and jam and Spamalot and Camelot.
and Dylan.
I said hello, Dolly.
Camelot is correct. Boatman widen the lead a little bit there. Going 6-3. Going to your penultimate question in the category of mystery thriller. What is the cryptex device known as in the Da Vinci Code?
So, what's your favorite painting?
Painting? Is it the Screaming Man? Yeah, the guy's just,
Yeah, the wavy, like the German expressionism.
Yeah, that guy. He looks like he's up to some fun times. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Dylan.
I don't know. I said the box.
Good enough guess. Caleb.
I said the Scion.
Both incorrect. We were looking for the Keystone. That no perfect rounds today.
Well, your final question is going to come in the category of biopics. What 90s biopic features Joan Allen and Joe Mantegna as the parents of the main character?
Bar, ever had a moment of extreme panic when your screen just goes black for a second and you're just like, oh no, what are we going to do for me?
That just happens when I get too anxious in general.
Got it.
Like it happened right now.
1.
And now.
Pens.
And now.
Pens down. Let's go to Boatman.
Searching for Bobby Fischer.
And Dylan.
Searching for Bobby Fischer.
Searching for Bobby Fischer is correct. With that, get to the end of round number 1. We have Boatman in the lead with 7. Dylan behind with 4. Is that what you have, Bar?
That is correct.
All righty, with that, we're going to go into round number 2, which is our standard wheel round, in which our competitors will get a chance to spin our wheel today. If they don't like what they land on the first time, they can keep it. Or if they like what they land on the first time, they can keep it. If not, they're going to like to spin again, but they have to keep what they land on the second time. They're going to get 5 questions, whatever category they land on, worth 2 points apiece. And they don't. If there's also stealing, 2 points apiece, you get it. You check down a multiple choice, 1 point. There we go. I've done this before, everybody. The categories on your wheel today are 2020s horror, neon films, pre-2010 English language original screenplay nominated dramedies. That was a mouthful. Fandom Disney animated, horror, Oscars, action adventure, and classic music animation. And that's it, because there are no spinners in opponent's choice here today. Oh boy. Boatman, you are ahead. It's your call, but I want to spin first to defer. Here's Joe to help you make the call.
I will defer, Joe.
Okay.
Thank God you bailed me out of that one.
You can't defer to Joe.
Good job, Dylan. Right where we want to be.
All right, Dylan. Here's your first spin at the wheel. You land on classics. Would you like to keep that or spin again?
I mean, it's actually not terrible for me, but given the circumstances, I feel like we just need to.
Yeah, we'll give it a shot and see where we go from here.
All right, we'll spin again.
Okay, here we go.
All right. You got to keep what you land on this time. And it lands on 2020's horror.
Always get my strength.
All righty. Goodbye, Kirk. Andrew, you seem like a scary guy. You want to read me these questions?
I am a terrifying and imposing figure. Dylan, are you ready for your first question in 2020's horror?
Sure, once we get the wheel off screen.
Oh, yeah, let's do that.
That's a good
Let's
idea.
get out of here.
It's almost as if,
Not to tell you how to do your job. There you go.
All right, Dylan, here's your first question. In what 2020's horror film does the main character play a game he calls Naughty Boy with his victims?
The Black Phone.
That is correct for 2 points. Your next question. David Bruckner directed Hellraiser and what other 2020's horror film?
The Night House.
And that is correct for 2 points. Your next question. In Terrifier 2, what type of object does Art the Clown kill the coroner investigating his body with at the beginning of the film?
Four, three,
Multiple choice.
2.
Your multiple choice options are A, a fire extinguisher, B, a hammer, C, a knife, or D, a wrench.
I believe it's a hammer.
That is correct for 1 point. Your next question. Who plays the old man Eloise mistakes for Jack, the man who abused Sandy in Last Night in Soho?
Terrence Stamp.
That is correct for 2 points. And your final question in this category. In Antlers, Frank Weaver runs a meth lab out of what type of abandoned location?
I believe it's a mine.
And that is correct for 2 points.
And with that, Dylan gets a score up to 13. Boatman not getting a chance to steal, stays at 7. Is that what you have, Bar?
That is what I have.
All right, that will bring back up the wheel. There we go. Bring back the wheel. Here's your manager, Kaleb and Joe. And
not much you could do about that, Boatman, but
No.
6 points ties it up. So
I mean, I won't say that yet. Never mind. Go ahead. But yeah, I'm happy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot that's my wheel. All right, let's spin this thing.
You have your first spin. You land on music. Would you like to keep that or spin again?
I'll spin that again.
Here's your spin.
All right, you have to keep what you land on this time. And you land on horror.
Okay. Well, he can't give it to me in round 4.
that's true.
All right. And with that,
Take time. Plenty of repeats. Plenty of stuff to do. I'm here if I notice anything amiss.
gotcha. Goodbye, Joe. Well, I will ask you your questions, and good old regular horror. You ready for these questions, Boatman? Okay, first question. Who directed Deep Rising?
Multiple choice.
All right, multiple choice options are A, Stephen Sommers, B, Adrian Lynn, C, Stephen Hopkins, or D, Joel Schumacher.
I'm going to say C.
C, Stephen Hopkins is incorrect. Going over to Dylan for the 1-point steal. Is it A, Stephen Sommers, B, Adrian Lynn, C, Stephen Hopkins, or D, Joel Schumacher?
I think it's B.
B, Adrian Lynn is also incorrect. We're looking for A, Stephen Sommers. All right, Boatman, your next question. In 1972's The Last House on the Left, Peeping Tom Fred Podowski has what nickname?
Weasel?
That is correct for 2 points.
Nice.
Going over to your next question. In Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, Augie unknowingly eats what body part from a stew?
A toe.
That is correct for 2 more points. Your next question. Who plays housewife Donna Trenton in Cujo?
D. Wallace.
That is correct for 2 more points. Your last question in horror. In 2004's Dawn of the Dead, the group attempted to get food to a man who owned what type of business?
Multiple choice.
Multiple choice options are A, liquor store, B, gun store, C, hardware store, or D, laundromat.
I'm going to say gun store.
That is correct for 1 point. And with that, got Bowman getting a score up to 14, navigating forward pretty well. But Dylan staying at 13. Is that what you have, Bar? I think you're muted, but I believe that's what you said. That's what you have.
Yep, that's both on right on both accounts.
All right. With that, we'll be moving on to round number 3, which is our deep cut round. And in this case, both competitors have given each other 2 movies, have submitted 2 movies for deep cut questions. They're going to get a question from each movie worth 2 points apiece. The movies selected for today's match are Patterson, Cosmopolis, Mary Poppins, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and that was it. I don't know why I ramped it up like that. But we get started with your first question in the movie Patterson. Where is Doc's chess tournament being held? Got nothing here. It's too intense. I don't know. Just, yeah, too much. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's see, Dylan.
Camden.
Okay, Boatman.
Camden.
Camden is the correct answer. 2 points there. All right.
Your next question is going to come in Cosmopolis. Arthur Rapp is the managing director of what organization?
Think of it, man. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Boatman.
International Monetary Fund.
Okay, Dylan.
International Monetary Fund.
International Monetary Fund is correct. Competitors keeping pace. Going to your next question. Come in the movie of Mary Poppins. What specific requirement is first on Jane's list for preferred nannies? Okay. I don't know if you said something there, Bar. You may have been.
What exact quote?
Yes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Go to Dylan.
I think you got me with this one. I said rosy cheeks.
Okay, and Boatman.
If you want this choice position, have a cheery disposition.
A cherry disposition is correct. Boatman getting that one. Let's score up to 20.
Okay, and your final question in this round comes from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. What was the full name of Rick's character on his episode of FBI?
Tense. Both people are locked in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go back over to Boatman.
Mike Moguls.
Okay, and Dylan.
That was Michael Murtaugh.
Michael Murtaugh is correct. Dylan getting within 1 on that one. Score up to 19. Boatman at 20. Is that what you have, Bar?
That is what I have. Tight race.
Okay, with that, we're going back over. We're going to round number 4, which is our revenge of the wheel round, which our competitors will be able to give. We'll be able to give a category on today's wheel to their opponent. They can give them their opponent's strengths, but they cannot give them their strengths. The categories left to pick from today. Yeah, they can give them their strengths, and they're going to get 5 questions worth 2 points apiece. There's no checking down the multiple choice, no penalty if they get it wrong. Boatman, you're ahead, so bring in Joe. See what you want to do.
I'm not going to shift from the strategy, Joe. I'm going to go classics.
I like it. Stick to the strategy. It's going well so far.
Alrighty. Bye, Joe. And a goodbye, Wheel. And I will ask. I'll ask Dylan his questions in classics. Are you prepared, Dylan?
I believe so.
Alrighty. Your first question. What classic features performances by Henry Fonda, Natalie Wood, and Lauren Bacall? Five.
The Grapes of Wrath.
That is incorrect. We're looking for Sex and the Single Girl.
Oh.
Next question. What does Harry threaten to do that would make the town disappear in Brigadoon? Brigadoon, excuse me. Five, 4, 3.
Set off an explosion.
That is incorrect. We're looking for leave the town.
Okay.
Next question. In the Kane Mutiny, Queeg conducts an investigation amongst his men over what missing frozen fruit? Five, 4, 3, 2.
I'll take a repeat.
All right, that is your first repeat. The question again. In the Kane Mutiny, Queeg conducts an investigation amongst his men over what missing frozen fruit?
What fruits can you freeze? Grapes?
Is incorrect. We're looking for strawberries.
Ah, gotcha.
All right, your penultimate question category. In what 30s film will you find characters playing a scavenger hunt where one of the listed items is a forgotten man? 5, 4, 3.
The most
2.
dangerous game.
That is incorrect. We're looking for My Man Godfrey.
Okay.
And last question in the category. Who plays Regina Hubbard Giddens in 1941's The Little Foxes? Five, 4, 3.
Katharine Hepburn.
That is incorrect. That's also incorrect. We're looking for Betty Davis. All right. With that, Dylan stays at 19. Boatman's still at 20. Bring back up the wheel. Bring in Kirk. We're Dylan, your decision on what to give Boatman for round number 4.
Well, I'm also happy we can't give him horror because he knew too many of those questions. So,
Yeah.
do you want to go with your second choice then? Do you want to stick with that?
Music or action adventure? I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of torn, to be honest. What do you think?
My gut says action adventure.
Okay.
I just feel the way these questions have been, I think music might be a little bit more up his alley.
Okay.
But I'll make it your call.
Yeah, let's just go with action. Yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty then. Say goodbye, Wheel. Bye, Kirk. And Bar, why don't you go ahead and give Boatman his questions, action adventure.
I'd love to. Boatman, are you ready for your first question in action adventure?
Go ahead.
All right. What 90s action film features performances by Sarah Jessica Parker, Dennis Farina, and Bruce Willis?
Five, 4, 3, 2.
Hudson Hawk.
That is incorrect. We are looking for Striking Distance.
Okay. That's fine.
Your next question. The Equalizer 2 opens in what Middle Eastern country?
Iran.
That is incorrect. We are looking for Turkey.
Hmm.
Question number 3. How does Sabine...
Wait, hold on.
Well, he already started the question.
Right.
Okay.
He didn't finish it. What are you guys doing?
Okay.
So, Turkey is a weird one. So part of it is Europe, and part of it is Middle Eastern. So it's not just a Middle Eastern country. Some of it is European as well. So I think that Middle Eastern setting in there could throw off a competitor's answer based on the geography.
No, I actually think that's a good point because that. Yeah, I definitely did not have that in my brain, so I think we can throw the challenge. Let's do it.
Okay. Right back after this challenge.
I'm gonna kill myself.
All right, we're back. We have concluded that the Turkey is a part of the Middle Eastern section country, so Turkey is still the correct answer. Although we are going to allow Boatman to keep his challenge because it is kind of in that fuzzy territory. We will move on. Yeah, it's in that gray area, right? Right. Go ahead, Bor.
All right, your next question then. How does Sabine, aka Milady, kill herself in 1993's The Three Musketeers?
Drowning.
That is incorrect. We were looking for jump off a cliff.
Okay.
Your penultimate question. Who plays convicted bank robber Oscar Manny Mannheim in 1985's Runaway Train?
Gonna say
3,
Charles
2.
Bronson.
That is incorrect. We were looking for John Voight.
Okay, that's fine. As long as it wasn't Eric Roberts.
And your final question in this category. Roy reveals himself to actually be what famous Wild Western figure at the end of Shanghai Noon?
Wider.
That is correct for 2 points.
With that, you have Boatman getting a score up to 22. Dylan sticking a 19. That correct you, Bart?
I would concur.
Alrighty. That's moving on to your fifth and final round. It's our new Pick Your Poison round, in which our competitors have still been given 8 categories before the match. They will draft from those 8 categories. Once a category is picked, their opponent cannot get a question from that category. They're still going to get questions at point values of 1, 2, 3, 4 points. We will keep going until we are out of questions or until one player has been mathematically eliminated. The categories that can be selected for today's match are sci-fi fantasy, recent releases, romantic comedies, family, music, drama, romance, and horror. We have our competitors draft these categories now, unless this part gets cut out, and then we'll be back in a minute. We're back. Dylan, you are behind, so we will start with you. You can pick which category you want and for what point value.
Yeah, I think I'll just take rom-com for 1.
Okay, rom-com for 1. I ran those questions in the revenge, so Bar, go ahead and read them as round 5 questions.
All right. Dylan, are you ready for your question in romantic comedies?
Yep.
All right. Who plays Donna in 2014's Obvious Child?
Jenny Slate.
That is correct for 1 point.
Okay. With that, Dylan, you're still behind 20 to 22. So we'll go back to you. What's the next category for what point value?
I'll take recent releases for 2, please.
Gotcha.
Okay. So, Dylan, your 2-point question in recent releases is Mr. Nobody, The Harbinger, and Kane are characters in what recent release?
Oh, John Wick Chapter 4.
To tie the game.
Okay. All right, with that, Dylan ties it up. Boatman, you have more questions, so we'll go over to you. What category would you like for 1 point value?
Romance for 1, please.
Romance for 1. All right. I will ask you your questions here in round number 5. Here's your first question. 1-pointer romance. Closer takes place in what country?
England.
That is correct for 1 point. That Boatman takes the lead back 23-22. Back over to you, Dylan. What category would you like for what point value?
I'll just keep going. I'll say sci-fi fantasy for 3.
3.
Okay.
There you go, Bar.
Your question in sci-fi fantasy, there it is, for 3. In what sci-fi film will you find a framed convict unfairly nicknamed the Butcher of Bakersfield?
Five, 4, 3, 2,
Repeat
1.
the question.
Okay. Your
Second repeat.
Your question again. In what sci-fi film will you find a framed convict unfairly nicknamed the Butcher of Bakersfield?
5, 4, 3.
Dark
2.
City.
That is incorrect. We were looking for The Running Man.
Okay.
Okay, with that, Dylan is down to his last question, down to his last category, which is horror, and 1 point value, which is his 4. She has to take and hit to send it back over to Boatman, or Boatman wins the match.
All right, Dylan, are you ready for your 4-point question in horror?
Let's do it.
Okay. Your question. What physical ailment does Polly suffer from in Needful Things?
Two.
Repeat the question.
Okay, that is your third repeat.
Right.
Your question again. What physical ailment does Polly suffer from in Needful Things?
Three, 2.
Last one.
Okay. As you said, it's your last one. Your question again. What physical ailment does Polly suffer from in Needful Things?
So I have no idea. Good game. I'm going to say cerebral palsy.
And your winner and new multiplex melee champion, Kaleb Boatman. The correct answer was arthritis. Arthritis. So with that, we'll take out Boatman here for a second. We'll bring in Dylan with his manager, Kirk. You guys, you kept it tight whole game. Round 1, kind of let Boatman get a little bit of lead in you, but you're able to navigate your strength pretty well. Navigate deep cuts well. You let that one slip, but you're able to match him. Gave him a good category. You just couldn't answer a couple of those final questions, but overall, how do you feel like you did today, Dylan?
I feel like I did all right. I'm happy I was able to keep it within 3 going into the final round because Kaleb's obviously really good. Like, not a hot take. I'm just throwing it out there. So yeah, I don't know. I'm happy I get, a bit of a break after this, so that'll be fun. I get to watch. I told everyone, like in my faction, basically that, if I lose this, I'm going to watch so much bullshit in the off season, just the worst movies that no one but me wants to watch.
Oh,
so
God.
that'll be fun. Maybe I'll make other people watch it in future matches. Who knows? But yeah, I don't know. I feel all right.
Yeah, I think Dylan proved this season that there is no ceiling for him. He came in here and just ran roughshod over everything he did. And I honestly don't think he's playing his best trivia yet. So I think he's achieved what he achieved this year before really hitting his prime. So I'm excited to see what goes on for Dylan next year. I think the arrow is still pointed firmly in the upwards direction. And it's going to be another great season next year. Congratulations on everything you accomplished. Great game, Boatman. And we'll come in ready next year. Do this again.
I do have to echo kind of a lot of what everybody's saying. Dylan, you performed incredibly well this season. I think you made your case, at least right now, made your case for Player of the Year. But going into next year, I figure you have your sights set on somebody else. You want a rematch? Play somebody else? What do you want to do?
Usually I say whoever you'll give me. I will say, back when I played Payson, I think I'm a very different player than I am now. I think right now I'm a different player than I was back then, and Payson has since then become a much closer friend of mine. I think he's really cool, and I would like to, I think a rematch with him would be fun, so that'd be cool.
Eden, Payson's face. We'll try to make that happen for you. Goodbye, Kirk. Goodbye, Dylan. And bring in your new champion, Mr. Kaleb Boatman, his manager, Mr. Joe Fairley. Boatman, you controlled the lead for the majority of this match. You probably gave you a little bit of scare, at least in the deep cut, where he's probably within one, and then when probably you weren't able to get too much of a cushion after round number 4 going into that last category. But you're able to hit your questions. He wasn't. That's kind of what the factor is. You still played your game, and you're champion again. How do you feel?
I feel great. I feel great. I feel great about how I played. Like, besides my one misstep in deep cuts, I feel really great about how I played. And I feel great about how Dylan played, because you can't play a great game if your opponent isn't playing a great game. I thoroughly believe that. And Dylan, I'll just take this little snippet to compliment Dylan. I think Dylan is should be the motivational poster child for every competitor who's currently in not the top 10, in that middle range, because that's where Dylan used to be. And he got better. He prepped, he studied, he did all the things you're supposed to do, and now he's one of the biggest threats. And I think it was so fun to play against him, but it was he kept it in. He kept it in there. It was a great game. And yeah, I feel really good about this. I believe I'm the first 3-time champ, which makes me very happy. What?
I think that's true. Yes.
Yes, I'm the first 3-time champ, and I believe this is the first time I personally have ever held both Melee titles, Warzone titles at the same time. Because I never had the singles title. The one time I had that, and this first time I've ever had 2 real belts at the same time, I believe. Unless, it's a weird thing with the fandom teams thing, because release-wise I technically did, but actual wise I did. That's weird thing. But anyway, that's not important. I just feel great. I'm happy. This was great. Thanks, Dylan. Yeah.
Confer with Nico about all the stats. So you got anything to add, Joe?
Not much. I said Boatman pretty much covered it all, in that Dylan did play a great match. And I don't think there was nothing really strategic. We stuck to the strategy we had. Boatman didn't defer from that. And I think that keeps him relaxed and calm. When you've got a relaxed, calm Boatman, you've got a dangerous player in Boatman. I think he deserves this. Maybe the second half of this season is a time for Multiplex GOATs getting their championships back. Who knows? But for now, everybody else coming in for the rest of this season and next season, take a good hard look at the motherfucking boat.
I want to say just one quick thing. I want to pat myself on the back one more time, and I'm sorry if this is obnoxious, but I just want to say I feel really good about how I did in horror. I feel I really am proud of how I did that, because I didn't think I was going to do that great. So I feel really good about that. I'm sorry. I'm usually mean to myself, so I'm trying to be nice to myself, but I'm worried it's coming across as arrogant. But yeah.
Never.
Oh, really quickly, just want to get to this. Probably going to have one title defense for the end of the year. Who do you want to be?
Okay. There's a few people, but I think the person who it's this is the guy. This is my unfinished business if I were a Spectre, is Jeremy. The first person I ever played in a title match. The only person, well, that's not true. One of only 2 people who has ever beaten me that I have not beaten back in any capacity, but in singles. But Doc isn't here anymore. So, I could just, drive to Ames and play him, have somebody write a match, and I can do that. But anyway,
well,
Jeremy,
we're flying you out to Ames, Mark.
Jeremy is the only active competitor who's beaten me that I haven't beaten. And I think that's a game where I played him, and I was kind of like how Dylan's describing his pace in match, right? He was a different player then. And I would really like to see what me playing Jeremy looks like now. And also, he's a great guy. So yeah.
All righty. See what we can do with it. Say goodbye for now. Boatman, Joe, Bar, had ourselves a hell of a match tonight. Put one final blow on this for us.
This is the kind of match that you hope happens in a championship match. It was a tight race. I think that there were moments in both competitors' heads where they were like, all right, this is the moment I pull ahead, and then this is the moment that I lose. But like, it was a very balanced match throughout the entire game, and that's exactly what you want to see at this kind of level.
Certainly is. Both great players. Both made their mark in this season. One still probably got a way to go, but Bowman, enjoy your win, enjoy the title, and I don't know why I said it like that. I don't know why I said it very ominous like that. I don't mean to. Bowman, great job.
Look out, Mark Menchaca is coming for you. That's what he's saying right now.
I've done nowhere near. Like I'm 5 hours away in some gas station, half dead. But we're gonna be going today. That's it. So end our episode Multiplex movie melee. Thank you for our competitors, Dylan Vanthuyne, Kaleb Boatman, new champion, as well as our managers, Kirk Kowalkowski and Joe Fairley. Thank you, Bar. I don't want to thank myself, but I'll thank everybody here at Multiplex movie melee. Thank you so much. And everybody here at Multiplex movie melee, keeping this train on tracks, bringing you great entertainment like this championship match. Everybody, be well.
Goodbye. Later.
After you, Junior.
You'll always have Paris.
Bye-bye, boys.
Have fun storming the castle.
Think it'll wait?
It would take a miracle.
Bye-bye.